living the life that I'm living now. So many changes and rearranges, cause some would say my world was turned upside, but it's right side up. Lost statutes and these commandments, repentance was a must. I would have still been living in my sin, than finding out that final death was in the very end. I'd rather have the Lord to chastise me, cause if he didn't, I may think he despised me. I'm so thankful for the mercy that he showed me, cause when I found out I was chosen, I started living life like it was golden. I'm so thankful I found a new love in Christ. I found a new love. Found joy, peace, and happiness inside. I've been through rain and sunshine and got all rainbows. As a matter of fact, I'm on cloud nine, cause the Most High has blessed me with a family and a husband that takes such good care of me. My future used to be blurry, now I don't have to worry. He's a man of the Lord and he secures me. Baby, let him know.
I used to be a worldly man and tried to lead you on. Found these commandments, now I ain't gonna lead you wrong. 2 Corinthians 5 and 17 in full effect. I'm a new creature, that's right, I repented. Worst thing a man can do is be less than an infidel. Work hard for my family so they have a place to dwell, but can't forget to put your bricks in for the Most High. I'm trying to get the kingdom, you know that's right.
New York, we here. Yeah. It's all my brothers that struggle in this walk as the Israelites. Shout out to the Israelites, yeah. My sisters too. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Yeah, yeah. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Yeah. Yo, my brother said he never been a weak Jew. Well, I'm weak if you see me from God's view. I struggle falling short, falling off the horse, being an Israelite to death until death puts an end to my course. In this truth for over a decade, converting blacks and essays. Low cut Caesar afros, so when I had braids, discerning spirits with my spiritual x-ray. Betrayed by brothers and sisters, but I still pray for new days. People question Leon, why you not a captain? Why you not traveling? Why you falling back in the action? What happened to your passion? Cause I've been bullshitting with myself, not loving myself, not seeking spiritual help. But I'ma pull through and climb Jacob's ladder one day and remove these carnal flaws and increase the times that I pray for. I'm God's son, the son of the supreme, with dreams that royalty is restored to the black kings and queens, princes and princesses, no longer niggas and bitches and trees. Removing off this mental collar and leash, while the Israelites holler for the truth on the streets and kill off the red devil, dragon, serpent and beast. No peace can never come unless your soul is one with Abba. Follow God, I follow the stone, but not the Kaaba. I follow Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, my mighty ox, when 44,000 soldiers deep on your block. Purple and gold, reciting the stories the Father has told. Either hot and cold, lukewarm niggas will fold. Power hungry Absalom, brothers God will expose, while the stone will destroy, defeating the toes. To all my brothers and sisters who sending this truth but still standing. Winter is coming until we wait the king's landing. So that's why I carry my sword and not a handgun. I'm waiting for these mansions. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. We gonna make it to the end, brothers and sisters. We gonna make it, yeah. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. The revolution will not be televised. But in the meantime, I'm enduring the hardships reflected in my past life when I came off the hardships. From Deuteronomy 28 verse 68, no man shall save us like Dr. King in 68. A winner watch riots inspired Planet of the Apes are watching 90s Israelite classics from the old tapes. Kendrick Lamar said we gonna be alright, but he disappeared when he said he's an Israelite. This walk is not for the feeble, just as Brother Nick Cannon. Can skip the basics, you have to be sharp like Brother Shannon. The truth is undisputed, highly therapeutic. Brothers can amp you up, sisters can feel acoustic. Furthermore, gotta keep the circle tighter than glue sticks. Can't feature with certain people for all they know is music. Surrounding myself with genuine spirits. Yeah, he who have ears to hear, let him hear it. Yeah. Goodness and mercy shall follow me, shall follow me all the days of my life. Trials and tribulation, yeah. Trials and tribulation. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me, shall follow me all the days of my life. We all got problems, we all got struggles. Yeah. We gon' be alright though. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me, shall follow me all the days of my life. Yeah, yeah. We gotta fight to the end, brothers and sisters. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me, shall follow me all the days of my life. Pray for one another. Pray for the downfall of your enemies. Yeah. Divine, divine, divine. IUIC.
Tell me who the people you misleading.
Rock Legion.
That boy is Benny Hanna.
Tell me who the people you misleading. Who the Jew? Is it you or is it me? Catch me celebrating with my people. No sleep, whole feast turning up crazy. Now tell me who you really wanna be. Tell the truth, is it you or is it me? I'm just tryna kick it with my people. All gas, no slack, this that clap back. Ooh, this one for my brothers on the west side. When the prophets bring it out, we be like, that's right, that's right. I'm always representing for the 12 tribes. No disrespect, but you know Judah be the best tribe. Look, we gon' win the war with no defeat, no defeat. All gas, no slack, no retreat, no retreat, no. We the ones you really wanna be. Hold up, let me tell you something about a G. I do not like Edom because they demons in disguise. Deceiving you, saying that you a Jew and you a lie. Question, now tell me what would you do if you was I and I stole your identity, turn around and give you lies like what's that? Fully loaded scriptures, got a youngin' wanna bust back. When Edom tell me something, yeah, I'm knowing not to trust that. When they go to the scriptures, yeah, I'm looking like I does that. Hit them like a bus, I know we got that pressure, most I gon' test us. 12 tribes on the rise, Edom know we next up. See us tryna shine, now you looking like you vexed up. Didn't let us free our mind, now you looking like you messed up. Going crazy, won't stop till the whole 12 poppin'. Jewel in the building, got the whole 12 rockin'. We know who we are now, homie, you ain't fooling nothing. Somebody tell them fake Jews, stop it, please. Tell me who the people you misleading. Who the Jew? Is it you or is it me? Catch me celebrating with my people. No sleep, whole feast turning up crazy. Now tell me who you really wanna be. Tell the truth, is it you or is it me? I'm just tryna kick it with my people. All gas, no slack, this that clap back.
I step on the gas like I'm driving a Camaro. I turn up on a feast day like a rock star on the camera. I never losing faith, I keep my eyes up on a sparrow. I do it for the home team cause nobody else matter. I know we going crazy. Jews turning up, I know heathens hate me. No, give your book, but don't try to play me. It's a movie in the building, we shooting HD. Misuse me and abuse me. You lied to my face, try to fool me. Now I know the truth, eat 'em, can't confuse me. I don't believe what you say, gotta prove it. Truth is, Jacob is the seed and the minor. Truth is, I'ma keep these laws like a promise. True, I got drip on my hip, blue borders. Read numbers, I never go a whoring. I cannot hear what you're saying over here. And we having the time of our life over here. Ready now, we having the party of the year. Everybody come together for a law over here, yeah. Cause I know God and his people, and we about to rise, and ain't nobody else gonna be equal to us. Hook 'em up tough, but it ain't enough. Wanna be us, but beneath us.
Tell me who the people you must lead. Who the Jew? Is it you or is it me? Catch me celebrating with my people. No sleep, whole feast turning up crazy. Now tell me who you really wanna be. Tell the truth, is it you or is it me? I'm just trying to kick it with my people. All gas, no slack, this that clap back. Turning up crazy. You got the sauce, nigga.
Bro, you trip. How you gonna get the kingdom if you ain't put no bricks?
J Bunkin.
Your clothes ain't dirty. You ain't got no calluses on your hand. On top of the world, work. Put your hand to the plow, work. Put your hand to the plow, work. Put your hand to the plow, work. A little participation. Man, the kingdom ain't gon' come just by observation. Sloth for hand that lay the building. Know you see the work the leaders do. That the example in the same work needed from you. Apply that pressure. We ain't messing with no folders, man. Gotta maintain through the storm and the hurricanes. These niggas flies trying to stop the work. Man, we play to put this truth until we in the dirt. Just know we dying about this issue. If your tree ain't bearing fruit, it get chopped down. Look, the water rising up. Hell no, we about to stop now. Lockdown 23-1. The heat is spook, man. They see the work that we done done. We got them scared. On top of the world, work. Put your hand to the plow, work. Put your hand to the plow, work. Put your hand to the plow, work. If you're scared, say you're scared, you'll get built up. Don't try to be hard body on the front line, just slip up. Hold the line, gotta be girded, steadfast, or your brethren dying. Love your neighbor like yourself, and what we all applying. It takes time to slang iron, he's a known gunner. Proverbs 28-1, he's a known runner. Matthew 4-4, feed him, ain't suppressing hunger. Ephesians 6-11, what you need off in this jungle. What the mission be? Gotta go wake up to 12. Everything that was spoken, not one word fail. Hell, we going hard by the kingdom now. Purple and gold everywhere, I know you seen them now. Work. Put your hand to the plow, work. Put your hand to the plow, work. Put your hand to the plow, work.
Before the storm, it was windy. Inside the cloud, it was cutting up. Lord's testing your fortitude. You ain't know if you had enough. Had it up to here when you're thinking you couldn't take it. Kept your trust in the Lord. You woke up one day and you made it. To the next day, next plate. Blessings was on the table. Periodically was helping you walk when you wasn't able. Guess who was keeping you stable? Thanks to the Lord God above. Faith in his commandments. He shined his grace and he showed you love. Love everlasting. Let Israel never be ashamed. Nor confounded in his planet packed with heartache and pain. Veins bleed regalness, royalty in your DNA. Purging out the wicked, be circumspect what you see and say. Every day you wake up, give thanks to the Lord, you're not forsaken. Open up the Bible, that's the book that you seek your faith in. Sometimes it's cloudy, when it rains it pours. Keep your light bright like the sun and make sure you shine for more.
Gotta
Shine.
believe and hold tight. You'll come too far to get. Remember your goal being tried. Stay strong, you'll be purified. You gotta believe and hold tight. Trials will come. Remember your goal being tried. Shine your light and I feel like the road's coming down on me. Drowning deep within my soul like I'm under the sea. Tearing, crushing, I need pressure, pressure. Compressions, I need pressure, pressure. Breathing me these lungs I was lacking. That type of CPR always brings me back in. I woke up and I realized I'm chosen. I nodded off, but now I'm up, I'm not dozing off. I go through so much, but I keep going. Trials keep on coming, but I'm throwing punches, I'ma keep on fighting. For the kingdom, Lord, I pray that I get in. I hope that my words can one day prove me in the gate. Pass the test, cause stumbling blocks, they won't get in my way. You gotta believe and hold tight. Yeah. Remember your goal being tried. Stay strong, you'll be purified. You gotta believe and hold tight. Trials will come. Remember your goal being tried. Shine your light and
Been through the ringer, seems like all you know is pain. But love thinking not strange when the fire tries your reins. I know things in the mirror are clearer than they appear to be. History written for time was all for you to see. Ain't no temptation but such is common to man. Our Father's faithful, never give us more than what we can stand. Got the world in his hands, gotta stick to the plan. Don't stop, keep fighting, keep applying, keep praying. Look, only believers of heart made it about the flood. In contradiction to sin, ain't resisted the blood. You ain't a bastard, get chastened, that's how he showed you love. Peculiar people, his one lily, his only dove. You feel like giving up, but he said keep going. Feels like you going under, the waters keep flowing. When it storms and thunders, but blessings keep pouring. Never get broken asunder, you gotta keep soaring.
We gon' stand tall to Babylon fall. In the faith of Christ, keeping God's laws. Till we all unite, all that God's call. Yelling that's right, we in God's laws. Teaching Christ black, just like all y'all. We ain't backing down, no, not at all. Till the day the Most High call. Touch one of us, then you touch us all. We gon' stand tall to Babylon falls. In the faith of Christ, keeping God's laws. Till we all unite, all that God's call. Yelling that's right, we in God's laws. Teaching Christ black, just like all y'all. We ain't backing down, no, not at all. Till the day the Most High call. Touch one of us, then you touch us all. And we gon' stand for the Most High. Teaching God's laws and we won't lie. If you don't repent, then you gon' die. Luke 13 verse 5. We in the ghettos where the Jews at. With the top story where the news at. On YouTube where the views at. You getting too close, I wouldn't do that. In these streets like the concrete, where the prostitutes and the Cosby. Trying to free my people like Cosby. Better try God, don't try me. Cause we lift up, then we throw down. When we in your town, man, it goes down. What goes round comes back round. The true prophets don't back down. We gon' stand tall to Babylon fall. In the faith of Christ, keeping God's laws. Till we all unite, all that God's call. Yelling that's right, we in God's laws. Teaching Christ black, just like all y'all. We ain't backing down, no, not at all. Till the day the Most High call. Touch one of us, then you touch us all. We gon' stand tall to Babylon falls. In the faith of Christ, keeping God's laws. Till we all unite, all that God's call. Yelling
Christians, they don't want the heat, no friction, they don't wanna hear, don't listen, no. Them I dismiss, I keep them amiss. The word on my hip, I'm quick with the script. My friend just got drip, I'm shining my light. I live by the laws, I'm right in the night. Kick rocks if you can't get with my stilo. Walk this walk, I cannot take a detour. Yeah, your ways, bro, I cannot comprehend, though. Yeah, all of your lies will bring your demise and take you out.
We gon' stand tall, the Babylon fall. In the faith of Christ, keeping God's laws. Till we all unite, all that God's call. Yelling, that's right, we in God's laws. Teaching Christ black, just like all y'all. We ain't backing down, no, not at all. Till the day the Most High call. Touch one of us, then you touch us all. We gon' stand tall, the Babylon falls. In the faith of Christ, keeping God's laws. Till we all unite, all that God's call. Yelling, that's right, we in God's laws. Teaching Christ black, just like all y'all. We ain't backing down, no, not at all. Till the day the Most High call. You touch one of us, then you touch us all. And it's up to y'all.
Walk, get your hand to yourself. Move to the right and get moved to the left. You know we blitz at the drop of a dime. We in the game while you ride the pine. Stand down if you ain't fulfilling the mission. MOV ready, prepare for the tension. The Bible we clenching. Whip up on y'all so hard that we break the suspension. 2 Corinthians 10:4. Pour down what you hold to. Bible is soul food to expose you and the ones that you close to. So keep your peace when you come to the guys. Correction gon' come like the swing from a ride. You think you hate us, but you really hate God. Don't look at me crazy, I'm doing
we gon' stand tall, the Babylon fall. In the faith of Christ, keeping God's laws. Till we all unite, all that God's call. Yelling, that's right, we in God's laws. Teaching Christ black, just like all y'all. We ain't backing down, no, not at all. Till the day the Most High call. Touch one of us, then you touch us all. We gon' stand tall, the Babylon falls. In the faith of Christ, keeping God's laws. Till we all unite, all that God's call. Yelling, that's right, we in God's laws. Teaching Christ black, just like all y'all. We ain't backing down, no, not at all. Till the day the Most High call. Touch one of us, then you touch us all. And it's us to y'all, us to y'all.
There's so much going on today. There's so much on my mind. There's so much drama in the world today, and they make it hard to have a good vibe. There's so much wrong going on in the world, but somehow we keep it all smiles. So many people in the world today didn't make it, but we made it alright. That's why we say, all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praise. Tell me if you feel me, clap your hands up. Tell me if you feel me, put your hands up and help me say, all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Sabbath that we at it once again. Everybody around me feeling alright. We already been here all day, and we probably gonna be here all night. Clapping our hands as we dance and we sing. Everybody in here got a good vibe. Good people, good food, good drink. Came together just to have a good time. That's why we say, all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praise. Tell me if you feel me, clap your hands up. Tell me if you feel me, put your hands up and help me say, all praises to the Most High. 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 All praise. Tell me if you feel me, clap your hands up. Tell me if you feel me, put your hands up and help me say, all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. There's nothing more better when we come together. We're children of love when we love each other. There's nothing more better when we come together. We're children of love when we love each other. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praise. Tell me if you feel me, clap your hands up. Tell me if you feel me, put your hands up and help me say, all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Prince Lord. Prince Lord. Prince Lord.
the life that I'm living now. So many changes and rearranges, cause some would say my world was turned upside, but it's right side up. Lost statutes and these commandments, repentance was a must. I would have still been living in my sin than finding out that final death was in the very end. I'd rather have the Lord to chastise me, cause if he didn't, I may think he despised me. I'm so thankful for the mercy that he's shown me, cause when I found out I was chosen, I started living life like it was golden. I'm so thankful I found a new love in Christ. I found a new love. 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 Christ love. I found a new love. I found a new love. I found a new love. Christ. I'm so glad I found a new love in Christ. I found joy, peace, and happiness inside. I've been through rain and sunshine and got all rainbows. As a matter of fact, I'm on cloud nine, cause the Most High has blessed me with a family and a husband that takes such good care of me. My future used to be blurry, now I don't have to worry. He's a man of the Lord and he secures me. Baby, let him know.
I used to be a worldly man and tried to lead you on. Found these commandments, now I ain't gonna lead you wrong. 2 Corinthians 5:17 in full effect. I'm a new creature, that's right, I repented. Worst thing a man can do is be less than an infidel. Work hard for my family so they have a place to dwell, but can't forget to put your bricks in for the Most High. I'm trying to get the kingdom, you know that's right.
Christ bless. It is another Fix Your Face. I know it abruptly came in, y'all, but, you know, you got to deal with tech difficulties. Everybody pray for the tech team, the IT team, like Captain Azariah said. This is the first Wednesday after the Feast of Tabernacles. All praises to the Most High God. I pray everybody had a joyous feast day, opening, closing, and in the middle, dwelling in booths. Man, y'all see the topic, man. Esau's privilege is Jacob's misfortune. A lot of stuff happened, man. You know, our people still think they free. Our people still think they equal. But it's just the prophets. It's only the prophets that's going to show you the truth, which we're not. And we will not be as long as we're in this kingdom that we call America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great. You know how we start this off. You know I'm Officer Abia, and to my right, my reader right now, I got Soldier.
Soldier Yedadiah.
Soldier Yedadiah going to read for me. Go ahead and kick that off with that 2 Corinthians chapter 10. You know how we get it.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
That's why you will not see the men in the purple and gold pick up worldly weapons like guns and knives to try to fight the oppressor. That's not how it goes down. Read.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
It's not carnal. It's not the gun. It's not the knife. It's not physical fighting. We're not doing that. Read.
But mighty through God in the pulling down of strongholds.
Using God's words, the Bible, to pull down strongholds. Read.
Casting down imaginations.
And one of the biggest imaginations in 2021 is the black man is equal to the white man. We can all live in harmony. Read.
And every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God.
That would be Christianity, where the black people get this idea that all men are created equal, which is nowhere found in the Bible. Read.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
And that is the mission of the prophets. We're going to go in this Bible and bring every thought to the obedience of Christ, to the obedience of this Bible. Somebody give me the privilege definition. Because there is such thing as white privilege. There is. You see it every day. If you don't, you're blind. Read all three definitions for me Yedidiah.
Privilege, a right or benefit that is given to some people and not to others.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. That by definition mean equality cannot exist. Read definition 2.
Definition number 2, a special opportunity to do something that makes you proud.
3.
3, somewhat formal. The advantage that wealthy and powerful people have over other people in society.
Oh my goodness. Let me read that verse, the third one again. The advantage that wealthy and powerful people have over other people in a society. So I want y'all to go to Google. Watch this. Type in antonyms of privilege. Watch this. In order for somebody to be privileged, the other people have to be something else. Because it said, a right or benefit that is given to some people and not to others. So if some people are not given privilege, they're given this. Yep, antonym of antonym for privilege. There it is. Read those right there.
Handicap, hindrance, loss, misfortune, responsibility, restriction, disapproval, detriment.
So somebody's privilege is another's detriment. Let's see if the Bible talks about that. But first, give me the Eddie Murphy clip from Saturday Night Live. I don't know if y'all have ever seen this. And some of y'all thought this was a game. Y'all thought this was a joke when he did this. I'm going to show you the truth. Watch this. And then we're going to get into the scriptures to back all this up. Play that part when he's in the loan office. So this was supposed to be a satire from Saturday Night Live, right? Of course this can't be going on. There's no way this happens in real life. They were just playing. Give me the other video, the whitewash video. Start at 15 minutes. I'm about to show you it's not. This really happens amongst them. You can't get along. You can't get nothing. They giving each other stuff. This is true. Right there. Play that. No sound. This is for y'all that don't believe racism exists.
An acceptance. And I'm seen as an acceptable person. And the reason I am acceptable is because I'm white.
I remember when I was going to get my driver's license renewed for the first time. I really couldn't see very much without glasses. I didn't have any glasses with me. They had you go to one of these machines you look in and see like what letter it is and etc. I couldn't see any of it. I was one of the few white people there, and the guy behind the desk was this older white guy, and he just said, "Oh, don't worry about it. Go ahead." I was like, "Is he just letting everybody through?" And I saw that he wasn't, and I kind of was like, "Oh, okay."
It's the ability to walk into the bank in Savannah when we were ready to build our house and borrow $100,000, and neither one of us were working.
Stop. She borrowed $100,000, not to buy a house, to build one with no job. Eddie Murphy just showed that right there, right? No license. No credit, no collateral, no nothing. No, it got a loan. But see, people will laugh at that like, that's so funny. That doesn't happen. She just told you she got $100,000 with no job. But play that again. That's
and I kind of was like, oh, okay.
It's the ability to walk into the bank in Savannah when we were ready to build our house and borrow $100,000, and neither one of us were working. I mean, that to me, that is just so incredible that we could do that. I mean, of course we had to present, we had to give them facts and figures and all that kind of thing. But, if you were a person of color and you walked in and you said, well, we're neither working and they're going to loan you $100,000, I don't think so.
All right.
Oh,
They
simple
ain't even gonna
things.
lend me $2,000 with a job. $10,000. I ain't getting none of that. You gotta have an 800, 700 for Esau to give you some money like that. No job. No job yet, Adiah. No employment. $100,000 to build a house. The house ain't even standing yet. But hey, we're making this up, right? But let's go to the Bible about privilege. Give me Genesis chapter 27. Let's see who really got the privilege. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is going to find out who really got the privilege and who should have the detriment, as the anonym said. To read 27 and 28.
The book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 28. Therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven.
This is the blessing of Jacob. Read.
And the fatness of the earth.
He said that he'll give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth. We're going to dwell everywhere and we're going to have the best places on earth. Read.
And plenty of corn and wine.
Plenty of substance. Read.
Let people serve thee, and the nations bow down to thee.
Let people serve thee, and let nations with races bow down to thee. Meaning he would be the Lord. Read.
Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee.
The mother's son is talking about Esau, his twin brother. Read.
Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce, gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his honey.
So Jacob was blessed with all things, per the blessing of Isaac to Jacob. Give me the blessing of Esau, 27:38.
Verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
You understand that Jacob and Esau is representation of two different nations. They are the progenitor of two different nations. The blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans come from Jacob, and the white man comes from Esau. This is their start, according to the Bible. This is where these two nations started. Read.
And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
So he's going to live in the best places. Read.
And of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
And that's how he's going to gain it. You see, Jacob got the blessing of all lands and the greatest lands by just blessing. It's inherited. He doesn't have to do anything for it. But Esau is going to gain it by his sword, his weapons of war. That's how he would gain the best places. Read.
And by thy sword thou shalt live.
And by his sword, warfare, whatever, shall he live. Read.
And shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off his neck.
So in the time of the kings, after Solomon's reign, I believe it is, that's when Esau broke the yoke off of their neck. Give me 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 20, I believe. I believe that's it.
Yes, sir. The book of 2 Kings, chapter 8 and verse 20.
Come on.
In his days, Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah.
Right.
And made a king over themselves.
And this is when they broke the yoke off of their neck, off of their brother Jacob ruling over them, all the way up until this point now, where they're actually ruling the whole earth. But they had to do it by what? War. Anything that this white man get is by war, death, famine, destruction, and that's how the father Isaac said he would live and get these things. give me Judith chapter 5, verse 20. So we're going to deal with Jacob. So Jacob was supposed to inherit all things and have all things, which still stands. That is still the blessing over Jacob, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But there are stipulations to this blessing. We have not kept our side of the contract. And to get a summary of it, give me Judith chapter 5, start at verse 20.
Judith chapter 5 and verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people.
The error there is talking about sin, breaking God's commandments. Read.
And they sin against their God.
Read.
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
So we are always ruined whenever we break God's commandments as a nation of people. Read.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
And this is what the heathen general knew, or the heathen governor knew about our people. And that's what all the heathen know about our people. If they keep us in sin, we will be ruined. We will be able to be overcome. So, give me Deuteronomy 28. Let's see what kind of ruin would happen to our people. It's all listed in the 28th chapter of Deuteronomy. The things that would happen to us for breaking God's commandments as a nation of people. And we live them up until this day, and we're going to show you. Give me verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Come on.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
The curses is the ruin that would happen to us, if you understand. Give me verse 43.
Verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall go up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
That's a huge statement. Start back at 43. I wanted you to read it all, then we're going to dissect it. Give me 43 again.
Verse 43. The stranger.
Anyone outside of the nation of Israel, the Bible calls a stranger in this context. So that would be the Asian man, the Arab man, the white man, the East Indian man. Read.
That is within thee.
That lives amongst us, which they do. Read.
Shall get up above thee very high.
That's why, 95,000 Afghanistanians or whatever, however you call them, Afghans, come over here and they get grants for businesses, grants for loans, free Airbnb. Wherever they want to live. We've been here for over 400 years, and they push us to one side of town where the crime happens, where the drugs happen. Read on.
And thou shalt come down very low.
And wherever we live is called the hood, the ghetto, the projects, the slums, the barrio. Read.
Verse 44. He shall lend to thee.
He, the stranger. A.K.A. the so-called white man. Read.
And thou shalt not lend to him.
So he's going to lend to us, but we won't be able to lend to him. That lets you know who's holding all the resources. He has the money. He has the wealth. He has the substance. We don't. Right. We started off as slaves in this country because we broke God's commandments. That's why. That's the greatest mystery on earth. Why did the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans go into slavery? Because you broke God's commandments. Right. That's not a mystery. It's now known on the earth why it happened. Read.
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Meaning we have to go to him for everything. He's the one that dictates mortgage loans, interest rates, tax, all of that. We just have to deal with it. Give me those housing videos. I'm going to show you. He lends to us. We don't lend to him. Let me show you what that looks like. Let me show you what that looks like. Play that. Hold on. We have a tech problems. We about to start the video. 5, 4, 3, 2. Here we go. This is for all you real estate buffs. This is for all you homeowners. Check this out. Read that.
Even harder for some.
And tonight, a look at the growing inequity in home ownership rates in the Bay Area. ABC 7 News race and culture reporter Julian Glover has the story of a Marin couple who almost got cheated out of $500,000.
You know what I mean? It was work, but it was exciting.
Paul and his wife Tanisha Austin felt like they captured a slice of the American dream in 2016 when they purchased their first home together, this original Marin City pole home. But it wasn't without challenges.
As soon as like a house came on the market, you go in, you put your bid in, and then you get outbid it by like 100,000 or more rather quickly. And that can be, you know, a little bit depressing.
They bought the home off market from another black family hoping to make homeownership a reality for a young black couple. After moving into the home built in the 1960s, the Austin staged major renovations, adding an entire floor and more than 1,000 square feet of space, along with a deck, new floors, a fireplace, and new appliances. Then they got it appraised.
I read the appraisal. I looked at the number. I was like, this is unbelievable.
The family tells me the appraiser was an older white woman, and they're convinced race was a factor. The home appraised for $989,000, just $100,000 more than the Austins got it appraised for before they started the work, despite $400,000 in renovation.
They put $400,000 into the house, and it only appraised for $100,000 more than it appraised for before they did any other work. That doesn't make any sense. So, play on. Listen to what they did next.
It was like, you know, it was a slap in the face.
The Austins immediately called their lender and pushed back. After a month of escalating their complaints, they were approved for a second appraisal. When the day came, they got creative.
We had a conversation with one of our white friends, and she was like, no problem, I'll be Tanisha. I'll bring over some pictures of my family. She made our home look like it belonged to her.
And it worked.
So it appraised for 1.482, which was 50% more than what it appraised for by a couple weeks prior.
Almost 1.5, $500,000 more.
The Austins were outraged and believe this is another ugly result of larger systemic issues.
There were implications of the ability to create generational wealth or pass things on if our house is appraised for 50% less than what is valued at.
We know discrimination is in nearly every aspect of the home buying process.
So it went from $989,000 to $1.4 million in a few weeks because they had a white woman come in the house, put her pictures and decorations up. So when they walked in the house, they were like, oh, this is a white woman's house. 1.4, 1.5. There you go. Not understanding what just happened before that. Y'all think that's a one-off case. Maybe that, oh, that happens. Oh, it's just one-off. Why is there another one in a different state? Give me that one. Now, the sister's married to Esau. So when they had their mixed pictures up, you could already guess what happened. You got it? Come on, play that one. This is in Jacksonville, Florida. We was just in California. California was supposed to be one of the most liberal states, right? One of the most black accepting states. Is it Kamala Harris? Wasn't she a representative of California? Black people are almost equal in Cali, right? Then why'd that happen? Now we're going to Florida. Another densely populated black state. Play that.
One home, two very different real estate appraisals, and a stark divide between black and white. This family's Ortega home jumped in value by 40% after they removed all signs of black culture from inside. They say this is living proof that people of color face a substantial wealth gap. All Your Side's Troy Kless joins us live tonight with their story.
Well, thank you. The family says that this home here to my right was initially valued at a price far below their expectations and far lower than other homes in this neighborhood. So they did an experiment, and they say the result demonstrates the literal cost of racial bias.
Not only, watch this, pause it. This is a white neighborhood. Don't get it twisted. This is a white neighborhood. The black woman, which is the wife, got the appraisal first. They listed it lower than all the other houses in the neighborhood. Even though, in neighborhoods, houses are supposed to be close to the same value as each other. They said no. They dropped hers way lower. But watch on. Play on.
They say the result demonstrates the literal cost of racial bias. The Ortega area with lush houses everywhere. Abena and Alex Horton say they wanted to refinance their mortgage. They say their first appraisal did not go well, far lower than their neighbors.
What's wrong? It's like, well, it's way under, This is just weird.
Why does black women, when they date Esau, they get the most homeless looking one they can find? He don't look like he washed his hair in 5 days. And then Jake brothers, our brothers, be getting those most sloppy, disgusting looking Edomites ever. You don't believe me? Watch Maury. You don't believe me? Watch Jerry Springer. You don't believe me? Ride down the street on a summer day and look in the park. Brother looked like he went to HBCU. He pledged in the Divine Nine. He looked like a Kappa. And this woman looked like the Michelin tire woman. With her hair in a ponytail, and it looks real greasy. And I'm not making this up. Play that. We got to do better, bro. This is crazy. Play that.
What's wrong? It's like, well, it's way under, This is just weird, so we're going to order another one. And, I obviously had a bunch of questions.
The bank scheduled a second appraisal. Horton made some interior changes.
So I thought that most likely it would make a difference.
Hold on,
if I
look at
took
this shirt.
down...
I'm sorry. I got to find the humor in everything. It says wash your hands. How you going to wash your hands and you wash your body? Bro look homely, bro. I'm just saying. Sister look put together, and this is it. Play on.
The family pictures that we had in the home and, basically any markers that there were African Americans living in the house.
The difference between the first and second appraisal, $135,000.
And we just felt that, maybe it was outright incompetence, but it seemed like targeted incompetence, and it seemed like incompetence that to us was suspicious.
She is filing a complaint with HUD to see if there was a systematic undervaluing of her home. Horton says racial discrimination in housing has been under the table for far too long.
But I do think that if there is unconscious bias in the world, it's going to seep into the appraisal business, and it's going to impact black wealth and black generational wealth.
You're not building black wealth, sister. Not with the man on your arm. They don't understand. Give me Tobit real quick, just to jump off topic. Give me Tobit, chapter 8. This is whoredom. You talking about building black wealth when you got an Edomite as a husband. So where's that wealth going? It's not going to the black community. It's not going there. You got read that. About whoredom, 8:12. Yeah, my bad.
The book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land.
So this is talking about a man, but it goes both ways. Give me Deuteronomy 7:3. The woman isn't supposed to marry a heathen either. You can't, look, brothers and sisters, you can't talk about quote unquote black power, black wealth, black community marrying another nation of people. It doesn't work. Serena Williams can't do it. Candace Owens can't do it. Michael Jordan can't do it. And the list goes on. Tiger got his money drained. She drained him. He realized quick what it was really about. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
And see, look, the commandments of God don't care about feelings. They don't care about what nation or what kingdom you live in 2021. God's laws is God's laws. If he said don't mess with the heathen back then, he's talking about now too. Read on.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take into thy son, for they will turn away thy son from following me.
And that is the point. Because the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is just that. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that's it. So if you marry a Chinese woman, she can't serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel. She can't. Neither can the white man. Neither can the East Indian man. That's why they have their own religions. Believe that. Or they try to remix ours. You know what I'm saying? With one verse. Christianity stands on one verse. John 3:16. This Bible is this big for Christians only to know one verse. We might well, look, if that was the case, why is the Bible so thick? Christians, boy, I tell you. Now give me a Isaiah. Why does this happen? You know, black people are like, man, we've been nothing but nice to these people since we've been here. You know that one in Amos about the perpetual hatred? We're going to go there first. Amos chapter 1. I believe it's Amos chapter 1, verse 11.
I got it.
God, read that.
The book of Amos, chapter 1 and verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
Even so, go back to Esau's blessing and read 40 and 41. Even since the time that this man said this, till this present day in 2021, it has not been any change in the man's spirit or his descendants. That's why when you can look up a lynching picture, you got the wife there, the husband there, the kids there, the dog there, the grandparents, and they're all smiling underneath a black body. Read that.
Genesis chapter 27 and verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Read.
And Esau hated Jacob. Because
he did what?
He hated Jacob.
Read.
Because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
He hated Jacob for the privilege that Isaac gave Jacob. I want you to understand that. What do we read what privilege was? Privilege was an opportunity or something given to one people and not another. So read that part again. A right or benefit that is given to some people and not to others. This is exactly what happened in Genesis chapter 27. Read that.
Verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand.
Isaac was about to die. Read.
Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
He said, after my dad passed, I'm going to kill my brother Jacob. Now go back to Amos and read that verse again. Because since the progenitor of the Edomite race said this, it passed through their line generational. Every generation feels the exact same way. Read that.
Amos chapter 1 and verse 11. Thus said the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
Forever? Forever, ever?
Forever, ever?
That means it ain't stopped yet. This man still hates your guts. Now give me Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. So guess what? With that hatred, they devised plans that you don't know about. See, they want you to be happy in sports. They want you to be happy in their colleges where they miseducate you. In their school systems. They want you to be happy in their church where they miseducate you about your God. Read this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord. and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us? And who knoweth us?
The Lord do. And he wrote down they plots in the Bible. The whole housing market situation, them doing things amongst each other. Like if you watch the whole Eddie Murphy clip, they make sure ain't nobody else black on the bus. Like you seen a loan officer, they make sure that the black guy went on break. And just, hey, take all you want. Don't pay us back. That's fine. And that's true because what is bankruptcy? Bankruptcy is the relieving of all debt. This white man is the devil, whether y'all want to believe it or not. Give me that last video, and then we're going to go over the solution. Because guess what, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? You are been privileged by God. What you're going through is what we are known as punishment. This is punishment for breaking the commandments of God. But once you start, we're going to get into that. Give me this video. And y'all be saying that, oh, this was a social experiment. He was trying to show, how white privilege affect people. This affected the black people in this experiment when he did it. That's why this is evil. Play this. Unmute it.
Everybody line up. Shoulder to shoulder. Take off your backpacks. Basketball, line up. We're about to race. Hey, we are racing.
Pause. Everybody know that the black boys in this crowd of people, if they said go from the start line, they would have been first, second, and third. Facts. Like, I don't even have to see him run to know this. The dude in the hoodie going to be number one, if not number two. But go ahead. But watch what he does, though.
Hey, we are racing for a $100 bill. The winner of this race will take this, a $100 bill. Before I say go, I'm going to make a couple statements. If those statements apply to you, I want you to take 2 steps forward. If those statements don't apply to you, I want you to stay right where you're at. Take 2 steps forward if both of your parents are still married.
I want you to pause.
Take 2.
They're the reason why black households are destroyed today. The crack epidemic, the promiscuous music played all the time, fathers in jail. They've done this. Play.
You're still married. Take 2 steps forward if you grew up with a father figure in the home.
Pause. They put the men in prison. They killing our unarmed black men. Have you seen a black person make a step forward yet? How embarrassing is this? He's trying to prove a point, but how embarrassing is this to our people right now? That's doing the race. Esau ain't even looked back once. They don't care. Keep playing.
If you grew up with a father figure in the home. Take 2 steps forward if you had access to a private education. Take 2 steps forward if you had access to a free tutor growing up.
Stop. Pause. That to me was even odd. Tutors? Like, hey, that was a real question. I see so many people move. I'm like, they got tutors? Free tutors at that. You know who my tutor was? My mama. And she didn't know nothing that was in that book. She, son, ask your teacher when you get back to school. Not saying she dumb, but, you know, you don't use it, you lose it. I didn't have no tutors. I got what I earned my grade, whether it was bad or good. Play.
Take 2 steps forward if you've never had to worry about your cell phone being shut off. Take 2 steps forward if you've never had to help mom or dad with the bills.
Stop. He's asking these questions knowing black people deal with this. They almost to the damn finish line. But this is degrading to those. Look at the brother in the hoodie in the back. Even though his face is still kind of like grain alive. Bro, this is embarrassing, bro. This is embarrassing them. Esau, look at Esau in the red smiling. Some of them are taking big steps. Yeah. Play on.
Take 2 steps forward if it wasn't because of your athletic ability. You don't have to pay for college.
Damn.
Take 2 steps forward if you never wondered where your next meal was going to come from. I want you guys up here in the front just to turn around and look. Every statement I've made has nothing to do with anything any of you have done. Has nothing to do with decisions you've made. Everything I have said has nothing to do with what you've done. We all know these people up here have a better opportunity to win this $100. Does that mean these people back here can't race? No. We would be foolish to not realize we've been given more opportunity. We don't want to recognize that we've been given a head start.
Bro, look at
but the reality is we have. Now, there's no excuse. They still got to run their race. You still got to run your race. But whoever wins this $100, I think it'd be extremely foolish of you not to utilize that and learn more about somebody else's story.
Okay.
Because the reality is, if this was a fair race...
You think so? Play on.
The reality is, if this was a fair race and everybody was back on that line, I guarantee you some of these black dudes would smoke all of you. And it's only because you have this big of a head start that you're possibly going to win this race called life. That is a picture of life, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing you've done has put you in the lead that you're in right now. When I say go, on your mark.
Bro don't even want to race no more in the hoodie.
Get set. Go.
Damn. Jake passing him up, though. But the race is already won. But guess what? Take this off. Let's read what the Bible got to say. They ain't gonna win life, y'all. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Their kingdom is coming to an end. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American brothers and sisters. It's up to you to claim the kingdom to come. It's yours. You gonna keep yourself out of it. Where the tables are turned, the right side up. Give me Judith chapter 5, verse 17. Ooh, the day is coming, I'm telling you, where all what this was said would be irrelevant.
The book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 17.
Read that.
And willest they sin not before their God? They prospered.
They what?
Prospered.
So if the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans did not sin, did not break God's commandments, they prospered. Read.
Because the God that hateth iniquity.
The God that hateth sin was with them, with us. Read.
Was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore.
And we're being destroyed now. Why? Because we want to have a hot girl summer. We want to have kids and we want to leave them. We want to shoot each other in the streets. We hate our brother. We want to sell drugs to our brother. We want to do drugs. And we want to live, quote, unquote, life. That's Greekish fashion. That ain't life. Read.
And were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
Led captive, led slaves into a land that was not theirs. This sounds oddly familiar, doesn't it, brothers and sisters? Read.
And the temple of their God was cast to the ground.
They burned that temple down the last time in 70 A.D. in Jerusalem when he sacked it. Read.
And their cities were taken by the enemies. But now are they returned to their God.
And this is going to happen again. This is happening slowly but surely. This is happening. We are waking up. We are keeping God's commandments. This is what they fear the absolute most. J. Edgar Hoover said the greatest threat to America is black unity. It's black unity with the commandments. That right there is detriment to Esau. Read.
And are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem.
Oh boy, that's going to happen again. That's prophecy. Read.
Where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate.
Read verse 21. Just skip down to 21. We read 20 earlier, but read 21.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity,
if there be no sin, read.
In their nation.
Come on.
Let my Lord now pass by.
Let the heathen pass by. Read.
Lest their Lord defend them.
You understand when we keep the commandments in the faith of Christ, God is going to fight our battles like he's always done? Read.
And their God be for them. And we become a reproach before all the world.
And guess what? This kingdom that's holding us fast right now is going to be a reproach. They are going to become a reproach. They are going to be put down low. Very low, where we are right now. In days coming. But guess what? It's up to you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, to put your hand to this plow and put in this work, keeping these commandments, waking up your nation of people to understand these commandments in the faith of Christ. And sisters, it's up to y'all to get in line so you can teach the children and the other sisters how to get in line. Because guess what? It's all waiting on us. It's all waiting on us. I want you to get that real quick, the manifestation of the creature, Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter, you don't understand how powerful you are, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. You don't understand the power that has been instilled to you by the privilege of the blessing that Isaac gave Jacob, that God gave Isaac. You understand that Israel means prince of the powers with man, or with the God and man? 8:16, I believe, or 19, 8:19.
The book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 19.
Really listen to what this is saying, what Paul is saying. Read.
For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth.
The earnest expectation of the creature. Read.
Waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God.
Everything on this planet is waiting on you to wake up and keep the commandments. You don't understand that this white man got everything in captivity. He got trees in captivity, dolphins and fish in captivity, lions and tigers and bears in captivity. They don't want to be chained up in a circus, swaying left to right, doing tricks. That's not their function. Hell, your function ain't twerking, sister. Your function, brother, ain't selling drugs on the street. Your function ain't rapping, if you understand. Your function is a leader and ruler of this earth. That's what you was created to do. And if you don't want to do that, you're going to die to death. Period. If you don't become a ruler, you're going to die because you have no other purpose on this planet. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. 7, verse 6, excuse me.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
The day of the Geechee is over. Read.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Hold on. Read that. Start that over again.
For thou art an holy people.
For you are a holy people.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord our God. Read.
The Lord thy God.
The Lord our God.
Hath chosen thee.
You are chosen people, brothers and sisters, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. No matter what any of these other nations say, no matter what your situation say, you in the position you in by design, period. It ain't because you didn't try hard. It's due to your sin, being honest. So the Lord put us in these positions to repent. That's why you're having a hard time. That's why nothing you does work. Because what you're supposed to do is to repent and keep God's commandments. This was never our rest. We wasn't supposed to be the Michael Jordans and the Jay-Z's and the multi-billionaire core. That's not what we was here for. We was here to, Lord, I'm sorry. We committed wickedness. We committed all whoredom. Lord, forgive us. We coming back as Israelites and we go do the commandments in the faith of Christ. That's what you brought here for, period. Nothing else. Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Read.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
And these scriptures can't be broken. You are above all people on the face of the earth. God brought you low because of your sin, your iniquity, your transgressions of the law. The same law your pastor tell you is done away with. You keeping his pockets fat, he's robbing you. Think about it. He tell you, don't commit adultery. You don't got to keep that no more. That's why you got 5 kids in your house right now and no baby daddy. Living off Section 8. Living off welfare. Food stamps. These kids ain't got no father. They buck wild. They like a wild bull in a net. Because guess what? You didn't follow that commandment. And one of them kids probably go kill somebody else's kid, and they going to commit thou shalt not kill. Or you can't provide, so guess what they going to do? Thou shalt not steal. All these commandments are still in effect. Every last one of them. So give me Deuteronomy give me Joshua 1 and 8. We almost done. Read.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 8.
Read.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
The Bible. Read.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
Come on.
And thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
That's what the black man, Hispanic man, Native American man have not done in over 400 years. We've tried marching. We've tried rebelling. We've tried submitting. We've tried, what do you call that? Integrating. We've tried segregating. We've tried to live on our own. We've done everything possible except for, read that part again.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
We've had this Bible in our house for generations. And not one of our people, grandmother included, grandfather included, read this book. You know what? This Bible was right underneath the white image of Christ, which is the devil, for over 100, 200, 300 years. You picked this book up to transport it into a church full of idolatry, and you still don't open it. You know what you open up? The hymnal. You open up the hymnal to page 23. That's where Amazing Grace is found. How do I still remember that? Page 23, Amazing Grace. You sing that. You sing that all church. Then you go home, put this book up and light up a cigarette and drink your alcohol until you get drunk. And then repeat every Sunday for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. It's time to read and apply. Read on.
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
So once we start keeping the commandments of God, our people will be prosperous. The way God intended it for it to be. Read Deuteronomy 28 and 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass.
It's going to happen.
If thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
And that's what's happening right now on the earth that got the nations scared to death. You don't know, I've seen 3 or 4, the brothers are still young in the spirit. But I've seen 3 or 4 posts. I've seen some entertainers waking up on their Facebook. But they're young in the spirit. I'm not gonna shout them out because they got work to do. You know what I'm saying? But they waking up too. Let's see if they gonna stay in the fight. Read on.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
And that's what God been waiting on. Observing and to do all his commandments.
Which I command thee this day.
Come on.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
And that's how we're going to get our privilege back. Because as long as this Edomite has his privilege, it's detriment to us. And when we get our privilege, it's going to be detriment to them. It's a seesaw. We can never be even. It was never set to be even. God never intended for the black and the white man to be even. It's either going to be one on top and one low or vice versa, period. Give me 2 Esdras chapter 6, verse 7. Look. If y'all don't look, there's tornadoes happening in October. In the middle of the night, there's forest fires burning in Siberia, one of the coldest climates on earth. You got them in California. You got a tornado that's a hurricane that's gonna hit Mexico and then Texas. Texas was colder than Canada this year at one point in time. Or what? Yeah, Canada was hotter than Texas. That's crazy. You don't see that the things is changing? Don't let the white man say, oh, this is due to global warming. So we're going to have to kill off the 1/3 of people to calm it down. No, this is God. This is God giving the signs of the end. And it's for you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to understand that. Even y'all in the truth. Stop tripping. Apply the commandments. It ain't worth it, sister. It ain't worth it, brother, to lose your crown. I'm telling you right now. That sister, that brother that you lusting over ain't worth it. That cigarette, that weed, that cocaine, that liquor ain't worth it. That money that you making on the Sabbath day ain't worth it. You hear me? Read that.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the part and asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
When will the first world end and the new world, which is going to be the kingdom of heaven on earth, happen? This is what the prophet Ezra is asking the angel. Read.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hilt of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world.
Esau, again, is the so-called white race. Their kingdom is coming to an end at an alarming rate. Read.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And that kingdom ain't going to end. You know what they said in Daniel? I think it's Daniel chapter 7, when we're going to take the kingdom and the kingdom is going to reign forever. I think it's Daniel chapter 7, if I'm not mistaken, verse 25. I could be wrong. I'm shooting from the hip. I'm going to end it with that. It's not. Boy, I was right there, wasn't I? Read that.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 27.
Come on.
And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven.
This is talking about the second.
Shall be given to the people of the saints.
The saints is the Israelites. Read.
Of the Most High.
Come on.
Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom. And all dominions shall serve and obey him.
And that's when we're going to get our privilege back. And the privilege is going to last forever. So I'm not worried about what's going on with this kingdom and how they operate, how they give us less money for our houses when we get them appraised, or how they do us with taking our fathers out the house and giving us Section 8 welfare, crack, cocaine, whatever. Because guess what? Those that inherit the next kingdom is going to have the privilege forever. It don't run out. They had privilege for 400 years, and it's running out at an alarming rate. Ours is going to be eons and eons and eons. I'm waiting on that, brothers, and y'all should be too. Keep the commandments in the faith of Christ. And with that, I say shalom.
Shalom.